all right, guys, Johnny asked me to speak here because I make him loads of ads and they perform really well. So he asked me to speak about how you make create systems at scale. So we're just going to run you through how I make really like loads of ads in my plans. That's also, it can be kind of boring, so I try to make it kind of fun. Just to make this many ads, there's a lot of boring stuff to it involved in it, but there's some cool stuff, we'll show you. You spend a lot of money, make a lot of ads. Johnny recently had 3 results. The month which before that, you made 300 ads for Johnny's to play. Yeah, honestly, right now, most brands are stuck in old creative processes. 2025, you need to be making loads of ads. And I realized that, and so I decided to work towards that for my clients. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you I can implement some of that to your teams today and how to work better with your creative way justice. So this is a perfect ad here. Maybe though. I developed a diverse range of content like UGC, SAC, college that's, I could talk about those for ages, but you see a diverse range of content. Also, you got a diverse range of avatars and awareness levels. Like, you need to do this so you talk to everyone all of the time in loads of different ways. And also you loads of it, right? This is where I was telling you, gurus, me, sending you loads of ads in your ad account. This is what you should strive for. The issue is, it's actually really, really hard to do it. It's really hard to do it well. So, probably this time a year ago, we were making like 100 ads a week. And I saw the stuff coming that we needed to increase it. So now we make over 700 ads a week. And I'm just going to run you through some of the things I implemented that help us do that. So, fundamentally, when you want to try and increase output, I had to just track everything. I had to see how long every single process was taken. And this is probably the same for every brand and every, agency as well. These are the 3 things. I track everything. Tons on every single set stage. These are the 3 things which took the longest. And also, this pre-creation is the highest leverage point. How good your brief is when you create an ad is the things you're going to make it perform the best. And it also takes a really long time. So, biggest leverage point takes ages. Also, design creation, obviously, actually making the content takes a really long time as well. And finally, by far the longest time is client and internal QA. Everyone knows if you send content to a founder or you send content to someone whoever approves your ads, they don't really check it that often. They check it once a day max. So if you make a mistake at that stage, it's just going to send it back like over 24 hours. And you just need to make sure that process is as smooth as possible. I'm going to show you how we implement that internally. We use those AI tools. Right, step 1, high-speed research. Our research time used to take ages. You reread it, you go through every single app comment, you go through every single review, you try and find out the source which makes the ads work, right? Nate spoke about it earlier, Jack spoke about it earlier, Harry overall spoken about how you make really good ads. And you fundamentally have to do those with manual research to find those things. But you can actually speed it up with AI. So this is our 3 steps, which put you in a really good spot how to really start the research. So anyone use Claude Deep Research, ChatGPT Deep Research? Big time. Was there only one? Okay, yeah, just use it. It's really good. There you go, we want back that. And basically, you want to use that. We have the Eugene Schwartz research methodology, which shows us awareness levels, trigger moments, for most places. So we do that, and we get a 20, 30-page document or research. This usually takes a really long time. It takes like all day for someone to do this at the high standards. You should do it in like 1 minute, and then it takes 20 minutes for ChatGPT or Claude to produce this document for you. Great. And then we do the same process, and we ask that only to speak to Reddit. You want information from your customers when they're talking to each other, so they don't feel like they're being questioned. That's where all the real good source is coming from, right? And you can repeat that research over and over again for different avatars, different audiences. Shows that you'll get different answers, right? So do that. Secondly, every single review of your customers and all, if you can find like an Amazon of your competitors, we dump it in to ChatGPT to review. And finally, we automatically scrape all our clients. We're just trying to find more and more data points. So all of this used to take a really long time. Now it's really quick. But if you did that research and then you didn't do any of the research yourself, you would have a really baseline, thin understanding of your customers. All the good marketers in there, which you all are, know that you really need to understand your customer at a deep level. So when you do that, you're basically creating a lot of knowledge, but unless you go out and do research yourself, you get really poor results, and you won't be able to do the next step. And so when we save loads of time doing research with AI, etc., we actually change the time we're spending researching from those automatable tasks to then calling up customers, speaking to customers, and doing some just actual hard stuff to do. This creates a smart marketer with a really, really strong understanding of the customer, but also then we create that document, we put that into another document, all of our research, and we give it to our GPT. And this is the trick about AI. It doesn't relate to T. If you gave this process, which I'm about to show you, to a bad marketer, the results would be really bad. Try it. This just allows a really good marketer to produce much more content. So basically, we take all that information. So we take the AI research dot, we take brand guidelines, we take, all your step one, and then we input it into a Claude or a Poppy. Does anyone use Poppy in it? No one uses Poppy. It's basically like a GPT project file. They will use Claude projects. I use Claude projects now. But Poppy's good, it's visual. You can basically dump all of this into it and train a Claude project, and you can create really good copy from that. But really, it's still only as good as the data you give it. So this is the main document which you really want to focus on time. You can find these out there, or you can make your own. But basically, you want to have a strong document on how to make ads in your style. And every good marketer has a swipe file, right? If you can give your GPT a swipe file of the best ad you ever made, it's going to be 10 times better. You fundamentally don't want your GPT to just try and come up with ideas by itself. You want it to base it on previous winners. So after these two documents, it's going to make everything else work. Please do that. And then oftentimes, I thought more people would be doing this, but oftentimes when people use Poppy or we use ChatGPT's made marketing copy, they miss out on those two things. They do a lot of research, they talk to it, they spar with it, make set, and then they don't include how to actually make winning ads. They don't include a swipe file. And when you've input these things in, the content you get out is so much better just based on previous winners. Cool. Our stuff ends up kind of looking like this. Poppy is kind of pretty. Ends up looking like that. You can add in an ad which recently worked for us if you want to update it quickly. Cool. So you get really good content for that. So because of this, we're able to produce loads of really high quality bricks. And these are 5 products we have to use. They're kind of simple, right? Because all the data is already there. Really simple bricks, prompts. Take this review, write 3 brief variations from that. When you do this and you include the ad formats and the research documents, it gives you some pretty good ads. So you should be trying it. Try these out. So next step is we actually automated quality control. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. The longest time is actually Kai QA or internal QA. So if you pick some like silly, when you make it ads at this scale, you want to make loads of ads, like silly spelling mistakes, silly simple ad mistakes, it's just going to slow you down massively. If your founder is checking, to approvals for ads once a day, and you make a silly spelling mistake, it's going to take an extra 24 hours for it to be fixed, right? So we simply made it a tool which checks spelling, grammar errors, brand guidelines, design fundamentals, CTA based on visibility, and legal compliance issues. So every single time an ad gets put into our system, you can see the designers. So we have a lot of designers, and your team is going to be heavy on designers. Like, they didn't have to double check with anyone, and yes, double checked for them before it gets sent to the founder or any higher up. This one actually made a mistake, right? The brand is called Bare Balance, and as you see, like, it's pretty far up, and it tells you why it could be correct and why it could be wrong. So we literally reduced error rates on spelling to 0. It's pretty good at scale. Is that? And then this. So basically, when you have a winning ad, or when you want to try and improve performance of an ad, we make iterations of it. So here's an example. Basically, we made an app for a client. Remember spending about 5 hours in a day. With this app, we made an ad for them, and we were able to scale them to 10K a day with just that one app. We then made like 200, 300 iterations of that app, and that ad has spent total from those iterations, like, I don't know, millions. And they, we're able to scale to 30, 40, 50K a day. But at each stage, basically, iteration report. You guys know that. So we made a tool which iterates automatically. So basically, creative strategists, they are pretty good creators, and some of them are really good numbers, but actually more than likely, they're way better at creating stuff than they are at analyzing data. So a lot of them at our time for our creative strategists, they will open inside ad accounts, which they didn't understand too well, but we had pretty good decent understanding of it, but we spent time looking inside ad accounts. And that was just a big time up. So we made a tool which, when we set guidelines, so when an ad was ready to be iterated on, aka hit certain level of spend, or it started spending and then maybe fell off, you can set certain guidelines. And so then after hit those guidelines, things would extract just a team member, but you should be making more iterations of this. And then after that, we decided we could actually do more with this, and we made a tool which goes from meta, so once an app performs really well, to a poppy brief generation, to automatically remixing. So this is an internal tool we make. So for Saffling ads, it can literally just do this just automatically. And sometimes this produces great results. And so I'll create strats, and they'll come in here every morning, they'll wake up, and they'll have ads ready to go. And they can pick whichever ones they want. Say them much that. Big cool. Complete speed system. High feed ratios, property brief generation, automatic PC, the smart iterations. This is like the groundwork of making ads. Because this is done so quickly, our really good creative strategists can now spend time doing high leverage ads. Like a lot of this iterations, etc., is just like a systemized process. Like when you make iterations on ads, it's either you're going to be testing format, you're going to be testing headlines, you're going to be testing avatars, you're going to be testing angles, etc. And that's all systemized. So by automating this, you can then focus on making super high quality content elsewhere. Okay, cool. None of this works unless you have good hiring practices, right? None of these works without having high quality creative strats, high quality team members. I'm always hiring. I don't know if you guys find this. When I post a job, I get like 1,500 applicants. Anyone else get loads of applicants? Should tell applicants, yeah. So basically, I had a team member who used to review CVs for me. It'd take him a week to review that many CVs. I made a tool which just reviews CVs in bulk for me. You guys should check it out. It's with Petal AC. Go on it, download it. You get loads of free CVs to review. Shoot me that, yeah, and I'll put on your account with those TVs. This basically save you so much time. I can now, it's really my level, better than me at reviewing TVs, does it almost instantly. Pretty cool, check it out. Tell you what, it's a rabbit hole behind tools. I'm making a battery deck. We make loads of ads. Johnny specifically, we've got the best ads for the last 9 months. We take up about 50% of the whole spend in the ad account. Yeah, use it with AI. Use AI to help us do it. Gets one thing at a time. That's what I do. Thank you.
Yeah, what's you like when you file your winning video ad? What do you define as iteration? If you always keep the scripts the exact same as like just about Avatar or B-rolls, that or you taking cut tweaks to the script. It's like I personally sometimes struggle when I find a winner to be like, okay, well like change it too much at all for the sudden like you lose will be
Yeah, 100%. So when you have a winner, the number one thing I would do is set the exact same script, different creator. See if that works, right? But then secondly, you want to separate the ad into different sections and like tear it apart, find out like, is it the hook which is really working for you? Is it the awareness level? What part of that ad is really working for you? One thing which we do is when we have a winning video, we try and input that into different formats. So let's say you got like a 30-second UGC creator video, right? How can I get that same ad, similar ad, into a static tag, right? Boom. Is it the awareness level? Is it the trigger moment? Is it the hook? Anything like that. All of those things, you should be trying to take that angle, just put it to every different possible sort of format you can. So that will give you much more scale with that specific angle. Because you know that some part of that video is working. It could be the creator, it could be the angle, but the simple test with a different creator will allow you to tell if it's the creator or if it's the angle. If it's the creator, then you're back-to-back creator, send loads of scripts, test loads of stuff out of it. But fundamentally, you just take whatever is making that ad work, apply it to those different formats, because it's going to help you scale with it. Yeah, make landing pages with it, right? I think Nick said he does landing page first of an ad. I would do an ad first and then landing page, but yeah, then make a landing page. Awesome. Your question.
Do you have a tool for video iteration yet?
Video iteration, we're making it. To basically, what we can do is save process, video, ping, create a video hook for the first 8 seconds. That's something which we do anyway, right? So the remote system is ping, video. You should make iterations of this. These are things you should be doing with it. But we're going to end the video somehow. But yeah, we haven't actually figured out what's up. But yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah.
So about that input that you're getting copied, the automate ads bit of thing, could you go a little deeper into that? Like what you put inside that doc and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. If you guys want, I can, we basically have a automate high performance ad stock. I wasn't going to get it how, but I found it on an influencer shared their copy photo and it had my doc inside it. So I like how I got out. But so I'm having to give it out. But basically that is fundamentally we made this document and just input everything we knew. Basically a brain of what we knew how to make ads, right? So there's that document. Then the swipe file of our ads. So the swipe file of our ads is probably the most important thing. So I have like, it said 150 there personally. And so the seeding thing is 150 winning ads we have. Personally, I'm going to go about 50 to 20 winning ads. So those 50 to 20 winning ads, I need a document with Jeb. So I put the ad into Gemini and I made a document with that ads that I gave it a framework on how to copy this ad, right? So then because of that, I can now take the GPT and I can be like, I want you to copy this ad specifically. And I know that I have like a really, really high success chance of winning with that ad. Right? Every red block has a swipe file, right? We go back to that swipe file. Those ads work often, right? That's the power of working with agencies is they have like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone noticed this, when they start working with agency, they perform well at the start and then they call up quite quickly. Maybe? I don't know. It's because they have like great sticks ads. which just work every time. Yeah. Anything else? Research document. Yeah, fundamentally like that deep research document which you use in Claude for ChatGPT. We base it on it's very simple to make your prompts. We just say, how would Eugene Sports use deep research? Click for advertising, it reads through that and it creates a really good prompt. That prompt, then you just plug it back in to your rant. Simple as that. Nice. Here you go.
Yo, this might be way too loaded of a question for you to answer right now.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, but it's kind of, this is amazing. It's outside of exactly what we talked about, but when you start going down the custom GPT routes, custom Claude, sort of files, building the playbooks, like, do you have any advice for someone who considers themselves relatively competent at chatting for ChatGPT and so like decent prompting, but like how to just keep going down that nice journey here?
Yes.
Cheap found.
Yeah. The hard part about it, which is what I found, is like Lisa, he spars with it, right? He's trying to get something which he thinks is good out GPT, or me, he's GPT is showing him different awareness levels, so it's like that. The hard part is, unless you know what works as an ad, like none of this works unless you can make a winning ad, right? Like one. You can't make 700 unless you can make one. So if you can't tell if it's good from ChatGPT, then it's just a 9net. You know what I mean? And so it really depends on how good the person using it is. Like I tried, so basically the reason I made the system initially because we signed with a smaller client. I delivered and my whole team was busy and some other correction, right? So I delivered 6-7 creative reads in 4 hours. I made the best ad ever. I made two best ads ever. They still were the best ads within that period of time. I was just like, oh, this is kind of easy. I can then hire, relatively low skill people to do this. And then, it works well, right? That system's doesn't work. Should that low skill person cannot tell whether the ad code script, like ChatGPT will spit out 10 annuals and 10 scripts and almost all of them will suck. You know what I mean? It's just about being able to tell which ones do or don't suck. So it's kind of amateur. But all of a sudden, Nate and Jack, to that said, that's both sucks good.
Yeah, so we've got GDPs about project and stuff.
Yeah.
I've got one as well, like, you do all this spot, with scripts, research up and stuff. Look like that fine, hide it's up in pitching and make a follow zone, hydrate and 5 part carry and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if your experience that could spill as well, and if so, what do you do? Calculate it or she for
Yeah, sometimes putting that many things into a project, it just messes it up. You know what I mean? So I completely agree with that. This is why it's really important for you to do your research as well as just using AI. Because, Jake, your brand, your brand very strongly, right? So it's easy for you to see whether telling in on the wrong thing. So that's what whoever's doing it needs to have a really thorough understanding of the brands. How you get out of it? I would just delete some stuff. You know what I mean? Potentially, sometimes I go really just with my swipe files and just with my hands with performance ads. And that's, research it a little bit. Delete it, start again. Sure.
That's it. Come on.